Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to take a look at several things that you just don't normally see every day, some things that have never been seen. But we're going to start here first in Orlando, Florida, with a photo that was shared with me by Monique. Occurred this afternoon around 1:30 p.m. A very large water spout or a tornado happened around 1:30 in Orlando. There were storms in the central Florida area today. And as you can see, the clouds up here look very ominous. Once again, either a large water spout or some sort of a twister in the Orlando, Florida area. Now we're going down to southern Florida in Miami, where this has never been seen before. A afternoon high temperature of 97 degrees was reached today in Miami. This breaks the all-time record high temperature for Miami in April. 97 degrees today. Absolutely incredible. Hotter there than it was out here in the desert of Arizona. Just incredible. Another thing I want to share with you guys is a observation that was made on the Soho spacecraft, and I want to clear up what this anomaly actually is. We're going to start here with the stereo spacecraft, Stereo A, which with respect to the Earth, it's over here on the left-hand side. The Earth is here. The Stereo A spacecraft is over here on the left-hand side if we were facing towards the sun, and it monitors the sun from over here. Stereo B is over here on the right. And behind the sun, you're going to see a bright light in this little video I'm about to share with you. That's Mercury. Venus is over here on the right-hand side. It's not visible in this video. There's Mercury right there. You're going to see it right here in this little video clip from the Stereo A spacecraft. That's Mercury right there. And there's an anomaly that shows up at the top, and more than likely what that is, it's a little meteorite of some sort that looks big, but sometimes little things on these instruments can look very, very large. And I've learned that over the years from monitoring these spacecraft pretty much on a daily basis for better than 10 years. And I've kind of gotten familiar with some of the anomalies and different things that we see on here that don't make a whole lot of sense. And like that right there, if you look at it, you think it's a massive object. Well, if it was a massive object, more than likely we would have noticed that from Earth. That's more than likely something very, very small that got into the spacecraft or went in front of the spacecraft, could have ricocheted off of the lens. But it leads me to the Soho spacecraft, and somebody had mentioned that I had made mention about this anomaly that occurred a couple of days ago on the Soho LASCO C2 spacecraft. And that is incorrect. I did not mention this because I knew what it was. This is part of the arm assembly inside the spacecraft, and you can see an abundance of light that tells you that the spacecraft was in the middle of some sort of a maneuver, and when it makes these maneuvers, this arm that you can partially see right here changes location. As you'll see in the Soho LASCO C3 instrument, this arm is always at the 2 o'clock position or the 7 o'clock position. One or the other. It rotates 180 degrees every few weeks, and when it rotates, that arm changes position. But for some reason, it kind of got out of kilter here, and some excessive light got in, and it exposed some of the internal components of the spacecraft. That's all that is. Yeah, it looks like something very large, but here's the arm right here on the LASCO C3 instrument. This is just a wider field of view of the C2 instrument. That's all it is. And there's that arm that's in that position of that anomaly that you saw right here. That is just a continuation of that. That's all that is. It's an arm, and I'll show you. It's actually like an antenna. It's really weird. And when this thing rotates 180 degrees, then that arm or antenna is down here on the 7 o'clock position, which you'll see. This thing rotates 180 degrees. There it's at the 2, then it's going to rotate. Now it's down here at the 7. Does that every 2 or 3 months, has for years, as long as I've monitored the spacecraft and the sun. But that is nothing more than a anomaly, a light anomaly that created some sort of a shadow inside the spacecraft, and it showed up in the images of the spacecraft on that particular day. And you can see right there, there's your culprit right there. That's all it is. So no, I didn't mention that as some sort of a massive object behind the sun. It's actually something very small on the Soho spacecraft itself. I've seen that for years, guys, and honestly, the first time I saw that many years ago, trust me, I questioned it too, but after years of seeing it, I kind of got familiar with what it is, and I expect it from time to time whenever that thing goes into certain types of maneuvers. Now we're going over to the UK, where Kate S. shared some fantastic blue beams in the sky that she noticed on the 18th around 9:30 at night. And she said that the Starlink satellites were going over the United Kingdom at around that time, and she thought that these beams were going in the direction of the Starlink satellites. So she sent me some photos and a little video clip of the beams. Did a great job, and it was an excellent observation, once again coming from right here in the United Kingdom. And I made this little map of some lines that look like blue beams going up into the sky, and according to Kate, the Starlink satellite system was going over at around that time. So don't know if it's just a coincidence, but here's the video of the blue beams right there, and they are definitely blue. You're going to see them in slow motion. I'll zoom in. I invert a photo so you can see it in black and white. Definitely 3 blue beams in that area, in an area known as Burrow Hill, there in the United Kingdom. There's another look at the beams. I zoomed in best I could without compromising the video too much, but you can still see them. And here's some photos, very clear photos of the blue beams. 9:30 at night from the United Kingdom on the 18th. And once again, Kate said they were pointing in the direction of the Starlink satellites as they were moving over. Definitely blue. They're not white. They're not green. They are definitely blue. And here the photo is just slightly enhanced, just a little bit. Actually, just added a little bit of saturation to show the blue in the photograph, and they are definitely blue beams of some sort that do appear to extend out into space. And here's the one that I just simply inverted, nothing fancy. You can see dark is light and light is dark, and there's 3, 1, 2, 3 beams, probably at what, a 45 degree angle going out into outer space. Excellent observation once again by Kate S. out of the United Kingdom. I want to show you something else that you don't see every day. How about this from Bob out of Arlington, Texas? Looks like a gold beetle. I'm going to tell you, growing up, as kids, we played outside all the time. And in the spring and summer, we were around little creatures like this outside, whether it be butterflies, caterpillars, beetles, grasshoppers. We used to see all kinds of insects outside. I don't recall ever seeing a gold beetle. Ever. Look at that thing. It's gold, and there's actually a name for that type of beetle right here. It's actually called a golden tortoise beetle. And look up a picture here. That looks like it's pure gold. Look at that. It's very similar to the one that Bob shared with me. Look at that. Golden beetle. Gotta be honest, that's a first for me. Something that you don't see every day. And if you guys are new viewers, make sure you go over and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Activate this bell by simply clicking on it. That way you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. If you're current subscribers, make sure you double check. Make sure you're still subscribed, and make sure the bell is still activated. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. All of the photos end up here at the Sky Phenomena Photo Gallery, and sometimes I'll use the pictures in a video slideshow, just like you saw right here. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.